Well, we're finally here. Last night I took my last dose of procarbazine, which is my oral chemotherapy. So I am officially done with my treatment plan. I only have a few steps left, and I just want to give you guys some updates on what's coming up for me. So the next 3 weeks, I'll have blood work done just to make sure that the chemo hasn't done anything unexpected. Um, and then on the 24th of June, I'll have a MRI, and I can't imagine that there'll be anything out of the ordinary. I've been super lucky throughout my course of treatment to have tolerated things pretty well and have had better than expected results throughout. So hopefully my brain cancer will look very stable as it has. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those cancers where I'll be considered in remission or anything like that. I will have brain cancer for the rest of my life. And basically, if this one looks good, the MRI, I'll have my follow-up with my oncologist, Nancy Wong, 2 days later, and we'll take a look at it. And if everything looks good, I'll just be on a regular scan schedule, for MRIs. And I think they said that they'll be about 6 months apart, basically for the rest of my life. This last round of chemotherapy really tested my limits of my tolerance to it. I started to get a little bit of numbness in my fingertips, and I had a lot of balance and weakness problems. But, I got through it and was able to still get some walks in. I wasn't able to do any running or anything like that. But now that I'm done treatment, the next thing will be to kind of let the chemotherapy start to dissipate out of my system and establish where my new normals are. My oncologist will prescribe some more physical therapy. As of right now, I can move about, walking, and I'm sure in a few weeks I'll start running again, and trying to build up my distance a little bit. But standing upright still remains one of the trickiest things for me. I can't really tolerate much time standing in one place upright, which, being a hairdresser, is a little problematic. So hopefully with some physical therapy, we'll be able to figure out how to build up my tolerance and figure out what my next steps career-wise are. Luckily, I just got my first payment of disability. So, it's not a ton of money, but, it's better than no income coming in every month. And that will hopefully, take a little stress off Joe having to cover, a lot of our living expenses and stuff. The money that everyone donated has, really helped us along the way, and this will help us as well. But, I don't know what work will look like for me going forward. I'm definitely going to need a few months. It's been a long road of, just going from 2 brain surgeries to 30 treatments of radiation to 48 weeks of chemotherapy. My body is really taking a beating, and I think for Joe and I both, like, mentally, it's been a lot. We haven't had a vacation together since before COVID in 2020. I think our last big thing we did together was going to Rome for his 40th birthday, and I'll be turning 48 in June this year, and he'll be turning 47. So hopefully we'll be able to get a trip in somewhere, close, like going out to the vineyard. That always recharges us so much. But yeah, I'm just going to take it easy and really figure out what steps, don't know as though like reopening my suite um, is plausible at this point. I may decide to work for a salon starting part time and then add hours as I feel better, and maybe think about reopening my own place after that. But I really have to see once I start physical therapy what I'm feeling. And, I may have to pivot to something else, and that's okay too. Um, but I just really want to thank my whole team. Daniel Cahill, who did my brain surgery and um, really did such an amazing job. Where my tumor was placed was really a difficult surgery. And he left me with as much mobility as possible. And, I'll continue to improve as I work hard on physical therapy and stuff, but I'll always be left with a little bit of deficit on my left side. My radiologist, Kevin O, and my chemotherapy doctor, Nancy Wong, all from MGH Cancer Center. My treatment there has just been amazing, and I feel so fortunate to live in Massachusetts, where Mass Health has really kicked in and covered the cost of my treatment, which has just been amazing. And thank you all for sticking along on the journey. I've really felt the support the whole time, and I can't wait to get on with my life. To all the people that I've met from the cancer community, you all have inspired me to keep pushing, and I know I'm inspiring some of you who can't do a lot right now, or your treatments aren't working, or your body's rejecting things. Thank you for sharing your stories as well, because it's kept me really grounded in how fortunate I am that my body has responded as well as it has to my treatment. I know that I have a lot to be thankful for, and I appreciate you all. Last of all, I have to thank my husband, Joe. Over the last few months where we've had some distance away from it, it's been interesting to go back and think about how all of this started and how scary seeing your loved one basically have 50 seizures in front of you, and doctors being very confused at first about what was going on. My first ambulance ride, I can't imagine, it was happening to me, but I just had to go through it. I can't imagine like watching my loved one go through that, and then surgeries and just the uncertainty of everything. Thank you so much as well for your support. I love you so much.